Yo, yo, yo. We got Omni in the building, and we're going to be talking about people that changed the color of cartoon characters, and then people didn't like it. So let's check this out.
Allow me to lay it.
Lay it on me.
So guys, the lead English voice actor for the newest anime sensation, that is Dandadan, just deactivated
Fire.
his Twitter account after being in the center of an all-out race war. And it all started because of this picture right here. What's up guys?
Okay.
Welcome to the Daily Slop, your number one source for
Let's
people
talk about
who
it.
don't touch grass. Today I will be your resident blackie, yet again here to explain
Oh, damn. Not the resident.
another race war. I'm going to tell you what the hell happened, who are the key players, and lastly explain what I actually think is happening here, and then restore peace and order to the internet kingdom like I usually do. So as I said
nice.
before,
Appreciate
it all
you.
started with this picture right here. A user on Twitter that has recently protected her account posted it, and yeah, it's the two main characters.
I ain't gonna lie,
from
that's a
the
fire
popular
photo.
Anime Dandadan. This is Okarun and this is Momo. Pretty cute, right? It's so cute. Wrong! Not cute. Not cute at all, because this is the real Okarun and Momo. And as you guys can clearly see in this picture right here, they have no melanin on their skin. That's right, ladies and gentlemen.
They're Japanese.
Blackwashed. More on that travesty later. So what had happened next is that the voice actor of Okarun, who was a black person in real life, changed his profile picture to be the black Okarun that you see here.
That's
in
cool.
an attempt to kind of support the original artist. As you can imagine on Twitter, that didn't go well. Someone said his name is Okanigga. He would not go into Ghost Tunnel because black won't do that, but instead he would flash his
Oh, man. It's crazy how at parts of it it's funny, and then other parts it's like, oh, this guy's a piece of shit.
BBC
He's just a funny piece of shit.
in front of the tunnel, taunting Turbo Granny if she wanted to suck his BBC.
Yeah, that's
She would need
crazy.
to come out and suck it. I have nothing to add to this.
From
You
the
guys
back.
see this picture, bro, it's like check Dandadan English dub.
Bro, all they do is talk about weenies and shit on that show anyway. So, hey, I think that terrible joke is in order.
And they talk like N-words with the ERS. Oh, wait, the VA is a N-word with the ER. Oh, wait, I don't watch English dubs. And it just...
Oh, okay.
Joe, the swastika symbol everywhere. There's a picture, a profile picture with the swat. It's oh my lord. Here's another one. Someone said,
Bro, it's literally the creatures you would expect. I'm not surprised. I don't know why anybody else would be. Literally, they exist just to spew hatred. That is their thing.
I fixed Mirko. That's right. This is Mirko. Mirko from what is it called? My Hero Academia. She's one of the few black characters that is in the show. God damn it, Adobe
Windows.
Creative Cloud. She's one of the few black characters in the show, and yeah, they whitewashed her. It
Happens all the time.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, unless this is a retrace or a redraw, the actual artist here is good. But some people were saying that this was AI. But yeah,
Look, bro, at the end of the day, you like what you like. There are people that like black people. There are people that don't like black people. There are people that like white people. There are people that don't like white people. And you can say this for every race, religion, whatever. There are going to be people that don't like it. People want to recolor cartoon characters. It's like, bro, it is what it is. Like when it comes to like the hierarchy of stuff we need to fix in society, this is pretty low on the totem pole. That being said, I can get why people would be 100% upset. Like, here's the color of a character. Now it's changed into a race or a gender that more people would consider more pleasant. Like, yeah, I think there is a definitely, like, when we talk about society, sure, there's 100% a big issue that we'd have to address. But that just comes with education. And if people don't want to be educated, which a lot of people don't, no surprise, more of this bullshit happens. So if anything, just speak on it. Just like we're doing here. Like we just spoke on it. Like, yeah, people making fucked up jokes and they think it's funny. Hee hee ha ha. Like, okay. Like, bro, like literally just talk about it. Be like, hey, what you're doing is unnecessary, but you're probably going to continue to do it because you're an asshole. Whoop-de-doo.
it's one of those things that people do, not to give representation, but this is rage bait, right? You take a character who's previously known as being darker skin color and a show that doesn't really have dark skin colors, and then you just make her pale and white just to piss people off. That's what's happening here. This tweet where it says Japanese Twitter is tired of black people stealing their art, and you have some dude kneeling on George Floyd, but the George Floyd picture has been replaced with the Okarun. Oh my God. Oh my
Terrible
God.
people. Yeah, they're terrible people.
Why would anyone do this? Oh,
because they're terrible.
This person
Literally, because they are just terrible human beings. That's it.
said, let's start whitewashing their characters. Oh yeah, they don't have any. They need to steal every time other characters. This one here says, foreigners hate Japanese people, but they like manga and anime. So they are all racists who change the race of the Japanese characters they hate to make them better. Black people have a culture of victimhood and stealing, so they don't feel any discomfort in insulting Japanese people. They probably don't understand why more and more people are starting to hate black people in recent years. Good.
Bro, hate has always existed. Hate historically has always existed for darker skinned people. I'll let you figure out the rest.
Good God, bro. Oh my Lord, bro. What's happening, man? Johnny Somali, what have you done? Look what
For
Johnny
real.
Somali
Nah,
has done.
Johnny has not helped, bro. Johnny has not helped.
Probably have a Smash Bros.
And that's why a lot of people get mad when foreigners mess stuff up in other countries. Like, if you see an American messing something up in Thailand, you automatically check it. Automatically, you say, hey, this ain't America. Yeah, you slow that shit down. Because, again, there's going to be some people, and I don't even blame a lot of the people that say this stuff, because they're either raised by hate or they've been shown something that makes them agree with the points that they're saying, right? So the Japanese person, they were putting Japanese characters saying black people have a history of stealing and blase blase. A black person must have stole from them for them to think some ridiculous shit like that, because there's just thieves in general. The shade of their skin doesn't make a difference. A thief is a thief, right? A person that assaults somebody is a person that assaults somebody. It's not specifically a race or a gender or a nationality. It's just is what it is. And there might be more people that end up doing it, but then you're looking at a systematic issue, most likely, because there's always been somebody above somebody else making life harder for you or for me or for whoever. Right? If you're not the 0.01%, if you don't got $1 billion in your bank account right now, I think you need to open up your eyes and look around and see who's really getting fucked. By the way, it's all of us.
Cut if he was black, had to draw it, hashtag Dandadan, right? You know, just showing what it would look like if he was a black dude. And then someone said, if Oprah was black, I would probably be scared of the size of his penis and run away.
And this person is just funny.
What in the freaking world, bro? Oh my.
Bro, look, your boy KhunShawn's been in Asia for a hot minute. And there are definitely some women that are scared. And hey, I don't blame you. You're this big, and then you're trying to take something this big. Yeah, good luck, Chuck.
Got no BBC.
Some of y'all ladies, hey, shout out to y'all. Something else.
School's anger.
Something else.
What it do? We don't want your kind here.
Oh, damn. Okay, my bad.
Community, the clan community, which
that's crazy.
In my opinion, that's actually a fire nickname. I fucks with that. But yeah, that's there's a lot of it that I just literally cannot show you. Okay, it's that bad. It's really bad. Like it's
really bad,
kind of bad racist type stuff on this Twitter streets. Okay,
got it.
Who exactly are the key players here? Okay, who are the people that are involved in this entire scenario and ecosystem? I've labeled about, I think, 4 to 5 of them. Number 1, you've got the unapologetic racists. So these guys do not care about logic. Okay, they are here solely to just be racist. Whether it's like white people hating blacks or blacks hating whites or Asians hating blacks,
they just love hate.
A lot of people exist on this platform solely to express their disdain for people with different skin color. This situation in particular created an overwhelming amount of racism towards black people, but based on different scenarios, sometimes it swings another direction. Number 2, you've got normal niggas. The normal niggas are just the people here who watched Dandadan, saw the art, and was like, oh, that's dope. And then they left a like and went out about their business. Normal niggas do not care because the picture just looks cute, and normal niggas just want to geek out about Dandadan being so awesome. Being a normal nigga is a state of
Dandadan really is awesome. Check the Patreon link down below. I already reacted to, I believe, 5 of the episodes. Absolute fire.
Of mine, okay, has nothing to do with skin color. Unfortunately, though, these are like the silent majority. Normal niggas mind their business. They enjoy things and they don't really add fuel to the fire, which means
unless I make a video like this,
they're usually the least outspoken of the bunch. Number 3, you've got the triggered activists. These are the people who are deeply involved with the concept and issue of quote unquote race swapping and have a lot to say about it. Essentially boils down to whether or not you're okay with artists drawing fictional characters in different races across
I say it's fine. I say it's absolutely fine. If anything, you should do it for your culture's sake. If you like Superman and you're Jamaican, I want to see Jamaican Superman. Yeah, man.
The world. Some people believe it's okay to do this with the exception of darker skinned characters being turned into lighter skinned characters.
No, absolutely not. No, you can't just sit and say it's okay for one race to do it and then it's bad for another race to do it. This is one of, and like everything is a shade of gray, for real, for real. Everything is a shade of gray. But this is one of those topics where it's like, bro, you can't just say, yeah, it's okay to make a Japanese person black, but you can't make a black person white. Like, as much as it really is fucked up, it's like, bro, you got to play ball, bro. Like, everybody got to eat. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people want to say, yeah, we can all make money except for these people. And it's like, nah, because that's how those people going to come after your money, right? So everybody got to eat.
AKA whitewashing. This sounds familiar. It's because it is. All right, we talked about this extensively a while ago when there was an artist who drew
about a week ago.
And then, it kind of made it a little bit lighter. And then the race war came out and they started turning her into a baboon. Like
that's crazy.
It's wow. The other side of the coin are people like this who are saying hot take, I guess, but bullying and harassment is bad and shouldn't be accepted. With that being said, race and sexuality swapping is also bad and shouldn't be accepted. So
I like to hear why. Why is it bad? I would love to hear why. And legitimately, like, I make a video because anybody can type. I want to hear it come out of your mouth. Why is it bad? Why, in your perspective, do you think it's bad? Because everything is perspective. Like, I'm not even saying this person's perspective is bad, but I'm pretty sure you could logically break it down. And even then, like, they don't got to accept the logic. If they want to think it's bad, think it's bad. Like, what is real? What is your perception of real? What is real to you? Is it something you can smell, taste, feel? All of that is just electrical signals just being sent to your brain. So what's real? To be honest, it doesn't really matter. Is this water half full? Is it half empty? Does it exist at all? Who fucking knows? But I'd love to hear why you think race swapping and gender swapping is bad when it comes to cartoon characters. I'd love to hear it.
So no race swapping, no gender bending, just, people are who they are and they have to, they just stay there. If you won't do it to one race, you shouldn't do it to another race. Stop the double standard.
It should happen to all races.
All or nothing. AKA, if
exactly.
you make a white person a darker color, then you can make a darker color a lighter color, essentially. Number 4, you've got the pot stirrers.
Let me see that comment right there. I think there's a difference between different types of race swapping, though. Some are done for fun and others are specifically done for hate. To claim that all race swapping is bad is absolutely ridiculous, in my opinion. Yeah, sure. Some people are going to do it for fun, like the Dandadan one, right? Black people watch Dandadan. They're like, oh, yeah, that'd be nice to have our skin tone and our characteristics represented in the media. And then they redraw it for themselves, or they draw it and they share it online. Like, bro, okay, that's fine. That's way different than Disney when Disney did it. Because when Disney did that shit, it was kind of unnecessary since you created the original and then you redid it and made it different. That's different, right? Because that's the billionaire company versus somebody that's creating some art to share with the community. Because it doesn't matter what reason you're making your art for. There are going to be different types of people that accept your art for different reasons than what you probably even imagine. Perfect example is the high school game that came out that had all the cussing and stuff, and like the creator didn't like the third game, and so he made it bad on purpose, right? Because he didn't like the fan base that fell in love with his game. I forgot what the name of the game was, but because it's so crazy, a lot of people started loving it for it being crazy. And then he started hating the fan base. He's like, man, what? Like, no, I don't want you guys to like it. So he made it bad. But people are going to like your art for different reasons. So you might as well let them say, go ahead and have fun with the shit that you created. I mean, look at the Star Wars universe. Like, before Disney came, oh, look, Disney messed up something else. That's crazy.
A darker color, a lighter color, essentially. Number 4, you've got the pot stirrers. These are the people that most people in this situation don't even realize.
The instigator.
Orchestrating this entire film.
Yep, Emperor Palpatine. Hey, Star Wars.
Or the picture or the people.
Okay? They just like having fun.
And they want to stir up drama on Twitter. They usually do things like pretend to be an Asian person and push false narratives, or they pretend to be an angry black person to like fuel the hatred between the groups even more.
Yes, these people exist, and they are they are amongst all parts of society, from the low to the all the way up to the tippy top.
Simply here to create chaos in order to get as
Absolutely.
many likes as possible on Twitter. And these are the guys that are here on every single scenario or situation you've ever seen on Twitter. They will appear every
Absolutely.
single time something trends, whether it's gaming or anime or whatever, and they'll figure out how to make it racist or political. Number 5, you have the content creators. That's me. More on me later, though. So two
What up?
particular YouTubers have found themselves to be in the middle of this.
Rev Says
One
Desu.
is, Rev Says Desu, who had tweeted out and said, anime dub voice actors avoid being insufferable activist challenge impossible. And then the picture here is one that's been flying around where, yeah, the guy AJ Beckles was here trying to be, you know, a straight activist by pushing out this agenda that it's okay to use these pictures of brown color Okaroon in their profile picture. So the top left picture here is him saying, thank you, this is fire, okay? This is the official voice actor English dub of it, right? However, below it, someone has looked back into his past. It looks like they pulled 2 tweets, okay? One in 2022.
Y'all be careful what y'all be posting, man.
And one in 2021. So one 2 years ago and one 3 years ago. And this is kind of what they're using to prop up their argument. The first one here is saying every time there is a black actor cast in a role in fantasy where the source material version is lighter skinned, someone always has something to say about it. So tiring. It doesn't affect the character whatsoever. It's okay. Suggesting that if it's a lighter skinned character, that it's okay for darker skinned people in real life to voice this person. The second tweet here says
To voice them? I mean, sure, go for it. To voice them, yeah.
the reason white people in most cases shouldn't be playing POC isn't a matter of color, it's culture. Speaking for black people, we know what a barbershop sounds like on Sundays, what a hot comb smells like when it's going through our hair. It's not the color, it's the culture.
And that's the thing I can understand between people wanting to be upset about not letting people change the gender or the race, because there is a cultural aspect. But then that's when I come in and I say, well, they are characters. They're not real people. If they were real people and you're like, and if you were to do this in a movie as well, I think if you're doing it in a movie, that's when it's also a bit tricky, because again, culture is definitely a big thing, and culture is 100% important. I know a lot of people don't care about their culture. That doesn't stop other people from caring about their culture. Okay. So 100%, I can get the cultural aspect, and I can get why people wouldn't want to change the color when it comes to culture. But if this is fan art, this is literally fan art. Somebody made this and they put it on Twitter or they put it on their profile picture, right? That is not going to really be a representation of your culture. A representation of your culture, if there's a Japanese film and it's in black and white, and then like the main characters are switched out to be white people, that is something you should definitely have a big culture issue with, right? On a film. But if it is fan art and it's something that's not going to the mass media or the mass population of people, I think that's when you can say it's not that bad. But yeah, if it's a whole film and it's going to go out to society, that definitely can misrepresent your culture, which I could understand that standpoint. But for fan art, I don't get it.
All right, so the 2 tweets here are essentially saying the opposite. The first one saying that it's cool for dark-skinned people to play light-skinned people, but not so good for people who are not light to play darker-skinned people. So
that's double standards.
Been active on this by the name of Chibi Reviews, who said, "Yikes!"
Yo, Chibi Reviews, that's crazy.
Effing yikes! Quote retweeting another tweet that said, you know, the voice actor supports black-watching art. Also thinks white VAs can't voice POCs, but not vice versa. English voice actor again exposing racism and hypocrisy. Again, showing we need to clean house the voice acting industry. That's right. We need to get these people fired for having opinions. I don't really have too much to say about these two. These
And like, yeah, they're having opinions.
were just the ones that you kind of showed me. Okay, I'm
People have been
assuming
fired
that
for
both of them
opinions.
are probably going to make their respective videos or talk about it in more context. So I'm not going to take whatever they have to say out of context. You know, when they explain themselves, they'll explain themselves. But yeah, they're kind of the commentary people who usually comments on situations like this. And then there's me, obviously. Okay, everyone wants to know, well, how does the actual black person feel?
No, real talk.
And, I mean, it's fine. It's whatever. I get it. In my opinion, it's weird. Like, this is just too much, bro. I feel like a lot of this is absolutely just freaking forced and just created in order to. People here exist to fight right? It's
Yes.
Twitter. And they just want
Yes.
smoke so badly, bro. We're talking
Literally.
about an anime and then just making cute drawings. And now we're talking about firing people?
Yeah, bro.
And
Escalation
oh my
of
God.
force.
I was like maybe a month or two ago where there was a Brazilian Miku. Right?
Yeah,
You guys
Brazilian
know
Miku. Everybody
Miku,
love that
she's
shit.
a Vocaloid. She's white. Or
Everybody
Mrs. White Sponsor,
love
whatever
that.
you want to call it. Just light skin. And they started making Brazilian versions of her all over Twitter.
And everybody loved it.
Freaking awesome. I loved it. Everyone was in love with Brazilian Miku. And then it started spawning all these different Mikus from everywhere.
Yes.
You had Jamaican,
It's beautiful.
Australian Miku. You had American
Beautiful.
Miku. You had white Miku.
Beautiful.
Well, you just had every single version of Miku. And everybody was like, kumbaya, this is awesome.
Yes.
The art community was just, this is one of those things when it came to the art community, which was awesome. Just people just making a meme, drawing really cute pictures of Hatsune Miku. So race swapping, in my opinion, can actually work when the energy is there, when people are cool about it. But then other times it doesn't. And I'm not exactly sure why. I think some people are kind of being a selective outrage, in my opinion. My synopsis was this. My first reaction was the tweet created one of the wildest Twitter interactions I've ever seen since the Animal Crossing cute space buns girl. If you weren't here for that episode.
Wait, what happened?
Lord.
Wait, what happened?
Video of that. You can go check that in the background. It's probably one of my best videos, funniest videos as well.
Really?
But absolutely tragically horror story about some girl who posted a picture saying cute space buns. Oh my, Jesus Christ. That thing was an absolute freaking mess. Okay, I won't even go back into that.
Well, I don't want to check it out.
Probably getting flashbacks from just
I'm
seeing
good.
this image. But
I'll pass.
my overall sentiment was that the Dandadan community is just fine. Okay,
That was on the 10th? Bro, that was like a couple days ago.
In my opinion, there's just weird, loud people who infiltrate large fan bases and then stir up the pot by making everything political or racist. A lot of people in mass creating chaos. Okay, there's a lot of bad faith figures out here on Twitter with nothing to do except for just make people just angry. Because think about it,
That's
happy
true.
people aren't on Twitter doing this stuff. Happy people are watching Dandadan.
Bro, happy people are literally doing anything else besides sitting online and fighting in race wars.
And drawing and living life and touching grass and having friends, right?
Yes.
The miserable people that are out here trying to turn something like this into something just so freaking chaotic. And I mean, hey, that's their prerogative as well. But I think it's important to exist that these guys are the minority. They're just very, very loud on platforms like this.
They're a very loud minority.
Niggas are just chilling. Here's my opinion. When it comes to voice acting and then, you know, based on the races that do the voice acting and drawing and based on how you kind of gender bend or the sex or whatever, to be honest, I honestly don't really care as long as you do a good job. There's a difference, in my opinion, between, you know, like whitewashing and blackwashing and then like appreciation type stuff. You know, like if someone took a black character but then like made a white version of it, but you can tell that it wasn't done in a way to rage bait. You're just trying, kind of like the Brazilian Miku situation where people were trying to show appreciation of Hatsune Miku globally. That was freaking awesome. And I think there are ways that you can do that. But then
Cultural appropriation versus cultural appreciation. There is absolutely a difference, but it definitely walks a fine line and it can be blurred by any single person. If a white dude is wearing dreads, he's walking down the street, there'll be a couple black people that look at him like he's stealing our culture, he's stealing our identity. But then he talks to somebody, he has the patois, he starts big up, and he actually speaking patois, he knows the culture. Well, that's just another brother, and he just light skinned, right? The lightest of skins. But that's real. That's legitimate. Like if you actually care about the culture that you are participating in, then you're going to be looked at differently. Like I'm a Farang in Thailand. Put Pasatai. Everybody looks at me like, okay, cool, you belong. An American comes in, yeah, you guys speak English? Bro, you come to a foreign country asking people, do they speak English? Who does that, right? I know who do that. But that being said, there's a reason why those people have a stigma. Cultural appropriation versus appreciation. Not the same thing. But yeah, it's real.
I think there are people who specifically draw with the intent of hurting another race. You know what I'm saying? Like they will intently do something to make another race feel bad or feel less than or feel rinsed out, right? That is a thing where I think people are trying to rage bait and some people can't see the difference. But to be honest, if the art is dope and people are coming from a good place, then I'm pretty cool with majority of the things that I see on the internet, right? I don't think it has to be too big of a deal. I don't exactly agree with AJ. As far as the voice acting goes, again, I also don't care, right? If you have a black person voice an Asian person or an Asian person voice a black person,
just
or
do a good job.
Voice an Asian person.
And that's the thing. That's the hard part. Like it's the voice thing, right? When it comes to cultures as well, like yeah, there are going to be some things culturally whenever you have vocalization that might, make somebody feel a certain type of way because like there's slang, for example, like people that don't know slang of that language and they're just voice acting and they're not probably going to pronounce the slang correctly, or vice versa. If it was actually made in a like the native tongue, they might add lines on there to resonate with the culture. And you're not really going to get that with voice actors unless they actually know the culture that they are portraying, but they're voice actors. So it always depends on the individual for one, but for two, for voice acting to add your own lines in of a different culture. If you don't know the culture, well, then you're not going to know those lines to just throw in there to make it better.
Care. If you got a good voice and you can capture the character and the soul and the spirit of it, then do it, right?
Absolutely.
What I would like is kind of like equality in the industry. Okay, let's like not have it too dominated by like one group of people. It'd be nice to have like a lot of representation.
Absolutely, I believe that too.
But I don't think you have to like blackball any kind of voice acting or drawing based on race or gender, especially if you're out here doing your best to capture the soul of the character that you're trying to capture. I'm not here to put anybody on blast. Okay, I'm not here to cancel anybody. It's kind of wild how big this situation has turned. I'm trying to bring people down to earth that it's not that serious, right?
It's a bit serious. I think Omni he's the laid back black guy chilling. It's not that big a deal. It's not that deep. It's kind of deep, but I definitely think it's been blown way more out of proportion than it needed to be. If there was a real critique about what was going on in the sphere of black or whitewashing when it comes to characters or cultural appropriation versus appreciation, I think that conversation would have been portrayed way more smoothly. But again, whenever you have these conversations, of course, there's going to be people that come in to disrupt things, to make it worse. Some people might be doing it for their kicks and their jollies. Other people might be doing it for world domination. You never know.
Like, we don't need to be firing voice actors, bro. The Dandadan anime community is, in my opinion, a great community. And the anime itself is absolutely freaking amazing.
It is fire.
It's sad to see it kind of get
episode 1
in this way. Such a beautiful show, bro. But I feel like this is a reoccurring thing where whenever something great comes out or something cool is about to happen, or whenever there's a movie or there's a show, all of these people come in here, start shaking their hands and like, all right, what's woke, what's not woke, what's racist, what's not racist, politics, let's freaking go. Let's figure out how to infiltrate and ruin it. And it's just a
infiltrate and disrupt. You will own nothing and be happy.
Reoccurring theme. If they see weakness, if they see one thing that can be turned into one of these issues, then they will snatch it, even if they don't even care about it. All right, there's plenty of people who have not watched Dandadan and do not even care about Dandadan have been the loudest speakers when it comes to this situation. And I'm not against people having commentary and speaking out on the situation. There was one comment where Rev said, being a dubbed voice actor for successful anime has convinced these people that their opinion is just as valuable. I feel like, in good faith, if Rev says that, so who's a commentary channel type person, is the commentary channel person that he is, with probably freedom of speech type of person that I imagine that he is. But this is kind of like a pretty poor jab at someone to say that someone's opinion is not valuable just because they are a certain person. I feel like equally everyone should be able to have opinions, and especially if you are the voice actor of Okaroon. And
so I'll play devil's advocate because that makes it fun, right? Rev isn't saying that their opinion isn't valid. It's just not as valuable because of their career. Now I'm fucking around. Now, I really can't even really play devil's advocate for Rev because I just really don't agree with this opinion, right? Again, I would be the one to say that, of course, not every single person's opinion is valued the same. That being said, everybody does have an opinion. But is everybody going to really listen to everybody's opinion? Or are they going to listen to the one, two, three, four, five people that actually have a voice for something, like a voice in a community, or they're a representation, like a president or something, right? There's a reason why those people voices matter more, because there's just so many differing opinions. But I would say, for Rev to say this is pretty fucked up, right? It's like, oh, it reminds me of whenever, athletes were actually trying to talk about real issues in the world, and people would just say, just shut up and dribble. It's like, bro, you guys are so fucking like naive. Like, there are people actually giving good things out to the world, and you just shut it down because it's not entertaining. Like, bro, like, people wonder why the world is fucked. Like, to be honest, it's everybody's fault, because nobody likes to listen to people. Nobody likes to listen. Everybody just likes to give their own opinion. But I mean, it is what it is. Fuck it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm interested to hear your opinion and your perspective.
Talking about a situation like this, your opinion should be valuable. I don't think that we should be trying to devaluing people's opinions, in my opinion, but specifically coming from like commentator to commentator, bro. Like, I don't think my opinion is better than yours, right? And
well, then that's when you lose, because you got to have a better opinion. Who has more subscribers? Like, I'm fucking around, but at the same time, that's how people think. Like, you got more subscribers, that person's opinion is more valued. And it's just, that is the human brain.
I don't feel like your opinion is better than mine. I think people are just saying what they feel, and then people will gravitate to it, they commentate on it, and then we move on type of situation. I think this tweet specifically,
I mean, that's not how Trump won.
Bro, I mean, I don't know if you're seeing this video, but you should check this one, okay? Anyway, that's all I have for this episode of Lay It On Me. You've just been laid. Moral of the story: don't be black and exist on Twitter at the same time.
Criminal.
No, for real, no. It's wild on these streets, bro. I just seen the N-word with ER just flying around everywhere, like everywhere.
Nothing new.
Like, the criticism that people might have on here, which is valid, where people like responding and saying, yo, Omni, shouldn't it be okay to kind of like do it both ways? And that's the minority. The majority of it is quite literally like pictures of apes and racism and swastikas and Nazis, and I'm like, what why
Well, to answer why, is because it's the internet. Right, a lot of people do a lot of jibba jabba online, man. Very few people do stuff in real life, because there are consequences for doing and saying such things in real life, which is also very surprising when people like, they take this online bravado and they take it outside. Like, that's the wild part, because they really do think like nobody's gonna do anything, everybody's a bitch. And it's like, till you try the wrong one, bucko. But I don't think we should be playing those games, because those are stupid games, right? If you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, right? We're not trying to win any stupid prizes. So everybody, let's come together and try and actually figure it out and break it down, which I've already done in this video, but this is just a quick recap. And then if you want to listen, sure, I appreciate it, because maybe we'll change something. If you don't listen, okay, cool, you're part of the problem. That's fine. We're all part of some type of problem in some type of system. So I'm not sitting here, it's like I'm holier than thou, because I'm definitely not. I will say, when it comes to people changing colors for anime or fiction, there's already a line of separation from reality. When you also look at the different types of medias for said cultures, and it also depends, right? Because if it's, let's say it's a whitewash or a blackwash of a manga series that's very beloved in Japan, that's going to have a bit more of a cultural impact than the fan art. And remember, guys, we're still sitting at fan art. That being said, I can understand, I'm not saying I agree, but I can understand where some people are like, don't change nothing because it's a slippery slope. It's one of those, okay, you let them get the fan art. Next thing you know, they got fan music videos. And then next thing you know, they got whole episodes, and then they got movies. And then they basically done changed your entire culture, or the representation of your culture, which could slowly actually just, get into the actual real life ecosystem. And then, like, yes, your culture literally devolves or changes or evolves depending on it is what it is, right? Because not every culture is going to stay the same, especially nowadays. Like cultures legitimately, some of them have to change, right? Japan legitimately has to have more people be born to stay alive. Same with South Korea. And the young people aren't having sex, right? So they start opening up immigration, right? And now we're talking about real world politics. You see how easy it can get into the real world? And it's absolutely true. Like a lot of people want to look at the fiction like, oh, keep real life politics out of it. Bro, your fiction is inspired by real life politics. So don't be surprised when real life politics end up maybe a main staple in said media, whether it's a video game, a manga, or comic book, whatever. Right? That is the world we live in. And just because you don't want it to be real does not make it real, right? You could ignore everything and stay in your room all day until somebody comes busting open that door and saying, hey, you didn't know there's a new law. You're not allowed to do whatever, whatever, whatever. And you've been doing it. And you never knew because you were so busy in your own little bubble, bro. The world is way bigger. So yeah, again, I can understand the issue when it comes to this cultural stuff. I also understand the issues when it comes to a societal thing. And I also understand when it's just an internet issue and it's not that big a deal, but it gets blown out of proportion. And I can also see the biggest picture where all of it matters or all of it doesn't matter, depending on your perspective. Everybody has a perspective and they're all unique and different. Even if you want to try and skew your perspective to somebody else's because you like them, their perspective is not always gonna even align with yours. And eventually you might say, oh, snap, this is too far. This isn't what I want. Right. But by then you might be too late because you've been led astray. Anyways, it's your boy KhunShawn, man. Free your minds. Open your minds. Anything is possible. Everything is possible. And stick with your boy KhunShawn because I'll show you how far the rabbit hole can go. And I'll see you guys on the next one, man. Y'all be safe. It's crazy out here. Enjoy your Dandadan because it's fire.